words. You must bring the change yourself. The change cannot be given to you every time. Who was this great man? He was bus conductor Butterfly. But seriously, what has changed? The famous scientist Albert Einstein once said, if there is no one to see the moon, does the moon actually exist? Well, what on earth do I mean? You must have heard of the famous question. If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one around to hear it, does it actually make a sound? I believe that sound, a vibration, a sensation produced in the air, is only sound when it touches the nerve center. Similarly, I believe that change is only change when it touches our lives. So, what shall we change? You may be against corruption. You may want to change that. You may think the biggest problem in the world right now is terrorism. Do we change disease, illiteracy, poverty, the fact that a child plays too much PS4? The list goes on. I suggest we start with the change of our attitude. Choose a cause, shift your outlook, your attitude, and decide to do something about it. Let me tell you about the cranky grandfather who once went to visit his family. He was very tired, so he decided to take a nap. His grandson decided to have a little fun by putting a really stinky cheese on the grandfather's mustache. The grandfather awoke with a snort. He said, "This room stinks." Through the house he ran, saying, "This room stinks. This room stinks." Finally, he ran into the balcony and exclaimed, "The whole world stinks." So, you see, whatever we experience, whatever we encounter, carries the feel of the attitude that we hold in our minds. Change yourself and see the world around. Joy, happiness, and energy will abound. Change is the order of the day. With change, the world becomes a ground to play. Change is irrevocable. Change is inevitable. Change is challenge. Be the change you want to see. Become the person you want to be. And make bus conductor Bhatavdekar very happy. Be the change you want to see in the world is one of Gandhiji's most memorable quotes. But of course, being 8 years old, I had my own version of it. Listen, Mom, can I wish the world be free of poverty, free of slime bags and always happy? Then I'll be rich, happy, and Captain America all at the same time. Gandhiji rocks! My parents hastened to correct me. No, that's all wrong. Being the change isn't about pleasing yourself. But I don't understand. I whined. For instance, why does an eye for an eye make the whole world blind? Surely it should make the whole world one-eyed. Or cockeyed. I had an absolute flash of genius. I'll restart the monocle business. I'll make a fortune before the ISIS is disbanded, and I'll be rich and happy, just like Gandhiji wanted. Two birds, one stone. Listen, hissed Mother. Being the change means that we stop having double standards. Stop expecting someone
did this in silence. Then the world isn't very different from my classroom, is it? I mean, all the fights seem to be about who started it. Wars, bombs, oil, territories, you know, finger pointing.
We tried for Miss Fonseca. Crazy.
I laughed heartily at a new vision of Class 2A. Mr. Putin in the naughty corner.
Lovely.
Sit there, Vladimir, Miss Fonseca would yell, until you've thought about what you've done to poor Ukraine. Would you like it done to you?
And bring me your nuclear weapons and uranium. They're confiscated, see?
Meanwhile, Mom said rather quietly, do you remember the day you came home from school with swollen eyes because some boys bullied you, made you beg, and humiliated you? How did you handle it, James? Did you decide to pay it forward and take an eye for an eye? I looked up at once. I would never do something like that, Mum. You know that. And I did feel sorry for the bullies after I realized they'd been bullied too. That was being the change you want to see, Dad said softly. I didn't like this conversation, but I knew what he meant, and I knew what the Mahatma meant. All right, so I will be the change I want to see, and just to show that I'm serious, when I'm king of the monocle business, I won't charge the bullies extra. Ha!